Building off of what I was saying, like I only want to ask about who we think the biggest disappointment is going to be, because not because I think Duncan Robinson is going to be a disappointment because of his production. I think he's just going to be a disappointment because of the season Malik Beasley had, and a lot of fans are going to be expecting that kind of production again. And even if Duncan Robinson comes out and he hits, like you were saying, Connie, like top, up more upper end of the tier of like 250, closer to his career high of 270 on, I think he shot 44% that year, so say he's like 250 on 40%. um I still think fans are going to feel a little bit disappointed. For me, that's my thought. I feel like Malik Beasley played so well last year, it's going to be impossible to come in and fill those shoes. um but I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So Connie, I saw your question, so I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is going to be the biggest disappointment this season?
Well, off rip, I think if Duncan goes 250 at 40%, I think no one's gonna have any room to
I
have any
hope
sort of
not. I hope
disappointment
not.
there. Um, Disappointing. I already answered Karis LeVert for X Factor.
I was
Uh,
thinking him.
he could also be the most disappointing if he just has like a down year. I'm trying to think who people are really high on. All right, people are not gonna like this one.
I think I know where you're going with it too.
Do you? Because it might be a Star Thompson.
I knew it.
Um, this man impacts the game so hard. Like we saw last season when he's like kind of playing himself back into it, didn't have an off season, and just like getting off the ball, doing all the little things, defensive monster, great cutter, great freaking roller. We found a great thing in the playoffs with Jalen Duren on the roll, handing off to Sar Thompson in the dunker spot, getting points on points on points, taking Karl Anthony Towns into the pick and roll. But there is definitely a push this year to get Asar Thompson to be more of a ball handler and to be more of a point guard. And I watched all of every single preseason game, which again, it's preseason, so it doesn't really matter and we can't take too much out of it. But I just don't think his handle is good enough and his shot is remotely threatening enough that he's going to be able to consistently create stuff as the primary ball handler. And I think it's going to let some people down because he's still very like his handle's nice, but it's still like pickable by especially guard defenders if he's playing point guard. Everybody just goes under every screen that they set on him, so the pick and roll kind of loses its effectiveness. And I think when you make him a primary ball handler, you might be taking away from the things that he's actually going to impact the game with, being that sort of connective passer, that connective piece, that monster athlete in the dunker spot that's getting offensive rebounds, that's doing all the other stuff on offense that's not dribbling around. And I understand that we are missing some guys right now that would typically do that, especially Jaden Ivey. But like, I don't know. I think fans should be, at least to start the season, maybe it'll get better as it goes along, but people should tamper their expectations of Asar Thompson point guardness, or they might be disappointed by it.
Very, very, very true. Valley, your thoughts on Asar, or you can jump into who you think could be the biggest disappointment this season.
It's a very valid point, and I think disappointment is hard to pick because we have to pick like specific aspects of a game that is disappointing rather than the player themselves. But
Oh yeah, I
you know,
still think
it's
Asar
preseason.
Thompson's gonna be awesome. I still
Yeah,
think he's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say too. Like
Okay.
I think he is gonna be awesome, but like at the same time, if you shoot 1 for 7 from the free throw line in preseason, it doesn't matter if it's preseason or if it's the NBA finals, you're 1 for 7 from the free throw line, right? And I do think that is a really big concern with the Sar Thompson. Um, it's difficult though to really pick someone that is going to disappoint on the roster. Especially when you're just high on Pistons juice for the last 6 months, and you just think everything's going to go so perfect and we're going to win 60 games next year. How could anybody be upset about that? Um, I think I am going to go Karis LeVert though. I think because he's going to have a really increased role to start the season. Um, and I think I think it's just easy to point to Karras because I think that his game, at least us Pistons fans, even though he went to Michigan, is the most unknown. He's a bit of a tweener. He plays 1 through 3. So it's interesting to see really what his role is going to be. And because it's going to be varying so much, I could just see his output dropping a little bit, and I could see his efficiency dropping a little bit. And I think we could, similarly, the analogy you have of Robinson, fans are going to be calling for Beasley back after seeing Duncan Robinson, even though he'll be successful. I think in a similar way, you could see that with Levert and people wanting Dennis Schroeder back, even though Levert will be successful. I think it's really difficult to pick a quote unquote like a good option for this answer as to who is going to disappoint. I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with, Gabe and Amit, but I think I'm gonna go Karras. And again, it's not like I think I'm Karras is gonna be horrible. I just think he could be perhaps less efficient and just overall not have the same output and point guard ability that Schroeder had.
Gabe?
First of all, I find it nice that you don't include Asar's three-point shooting in your disappointing breakdown. Is that because you
Mm,
expect him already
yeah,
to
he
be
I just
bad?
can't be disappointed by
yeah,
it. The
yeah.
expectation is 0% and the earballs are it's
Yeah, I mean, we heard the whole time that he's like working on that three, but like it just looks too mechanical for ever to be a fluid. Like Almond shot as well. Like it looks bad, but it's fluid at least. So I think there's still a long way to go. It might just not ever happen. But my guy, maybe it's more personal for me. He definitely won't play a big role in the team, and that's Clintman. When we drafted him, I thought it's a long shot, but he has such a nice NBA skill set and size. But I just don't think he can put it together against NBA athletes. He might be a great EuroLeague player, a great like Taiwan League player, but he just like he can't do the things that he excels at against NBA players. He's not physically dominant enough, and he's not like he can't score the ball really at a his shot just I don't know. He just yeah he's not the guy who I was hoping he would be. That's okay. I just don't think he's gonna be on the roster next year.
Fair
he's
enough.
so weak and slow compared to every single other NBA player. If he does that in the NBA, anybody can take the ball from him every single time. I got a little hope when he had that random little shooting. Was it the Bucks? He had those back-to-back threes
I think
and then
so.
the putback slam. I was like, okay, okay, Bobby, like maybe a different kind of like player archetype that I haven't thought about him before. And that's just like quick stretch four, good size to him. But then he goes back to like being that point forward, and I just don't think he has the physical body for it. And it's a shame because it would be so cool. Like I think you can see the vision, you can see the prototype of like his how he plays, like it's so cool to have a 6'10, 6'11, extremely long wing who has this passing flair to him. But I think you're right. How it stands right now, as unfortunate as it is, it's just he's just not a suitable NBA player. And I think what it comes down to is he's too slow and he's nowhere near as strong as his competition, and his competition physically bullies him.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I know I was really looking forward to seeing what Bobby could do this season, but I just can't find regular rotation for minutes for him at this moment, and I don't think he did anything really in preseason to solidify that. But any other notes on who could be a disappointment this season?
Feeling
Who's
more
your guy?
Mine?
Yeah.
It was just Duncan. Not for the fact that I think he's gonna have a bad season, but I think he's gonna be in the very very large shadow that Malik Beasley casts over the role that Duncan is fulfilling. It's just gonna be very hard for anyone to be like, well, if we had Beasley over Duncan, um, but I've said it. I don't know how many times on the pod before, but I love everything Duncan's bringing to the team. It's not me saying like I wish I had Beasley over Duncan or whatever. It's just me saying like I feel like Beasley has such a great season that it's just going to cast a shadow on whatever Duncan does.
Let me ask you this, I mean, what if Beasley returns?
If then my answer changes a little bit, because I can't really say Duncan anymore. But um,
I guess is there anywhere else you're looking is my question.
I think it's Karras. Because I don't exactly know how we're gonna balance out this like secondary creator um slash scorer slash uh defender. Like I really don't know how we're gonna use Karis LeVert, and I feel like he's gonna be having to do so many things, and he's gonna fall short in something. Um, I just don't know what that is. And I just don't know. I don't like you said. Like I don't know what he's gonna bring to the game. He can be a great human, like JB said. Um, I'm excited to see what he can do because like just like if he's gonna hit the make the plays that he like started initiating in the preseason game, then yeah, it could work. But for me, it's got to be Karras. I loved Connie's answer of Asar Thompson though because I feel like expectations for Asar are so high that if he doesn't reach those expectations, everyone's gonna like deem it to be a disappointment. So I'll say Karras, but Asar Thompson is my biggest fear, I guess, this season.
Can I throw one more name out there real quick? A little bit of a make or break season, I think, for Marcus Sasser. Not. I actually expect him to be pretty good, but if it's not this year, it's not going to happen. I think so.
So what are you looking for from Sasser? Well, like what is that make or break for you?
Like Connie mentioned with Levert, whereas he's going to have like 20 some games, then other games just be useless. I don't think we can see that. At the very least, he needs to be out there spacing the floor with those games where he just like cooks teams that he has an advantage on. So I just want him to be a little more consistent because he had some stinkers last year.
Consistency is key. I agree. Yeah, if we get that Marcus Sasser game in and game out, like that's a game changer. All right. I stole your question with the disappointment. So is there another one that you got that you want to throw out there?
Um, we could do which off-season move do you think will look like a master stroke in hindsight? I guess we didn't really make that all that many off-season moves, and I've already said before on this podcast that I think it's going to be Duncan Robinson. His three-point rate's not going to be the same as Malik Beasley, but I think he's going to do a lot of other things that he didn't do. I think he fits in very well. And I think we're going to be looking back at this year like, yeah, Duncan Robinson, fantastic pickup.
Hard to disagree with that. I'm gonna let Gabe and Valley go before I give my cheesy answer because I think I know who they're gonna take, and I'm gonna save mine. It's not a great one, but I'll take it.
Um,
Valley or
yeah,
Gabe.
Valley, go ahead. You're muted.
Go ahead, Gabe. You got one.
Yeah, I was just gonna. I think I could have thrown this guy out with in the X Factor conversation. It's Javante Green.
That's a
Um,
good one.
yeah, and as Bill Timmons said, it was Jeff Green. So maybe we don't need to listen to his Pistons takes really, but you know, he's good. Like he's just a good NBA player, and especially now with Jaden Ivey out, he could have like those Fontecchio spot minutes, I guess. He's just good, and I think he could be when playoffs come and you can't have that defensive weak link on the floor. I think he might see a few more minutes than we're expecting there, just to take that a Stark Thompson in foul trouble. You need Javante Green on Jalen Brunson.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Valley, you got one?
Um,
If you want to go different, there's only like two choices you got.
Go ahead, I'll go after you.
All right, mine was just gonna be Paul Reed. Like it's the most underrated like addition or bring back, but like in like we've seen Stu and we've seen Duran get in foul trouble. I don't know how many times. And now they're gonna be on the floor together apparently. So I think Paul Reed could be this underrated acquisition where he just comes in and is this third big that we're always going to need. Always giving his hustle, hitting buzzer beater jump shots because that's what Paul Reed does. But I'm very happy we brought back Paul Reed. I was kind of scratching my head when we signed him. But at the end of the day, now that I kind of see how rotations could play out, I'm very happy to see Paul Reed back in Detroit.
Looks very weird without a headband.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Chaz. I think Chaz is gonna have a bigger impact than we really think. I think we touched on Chaz a bit before, but I think he's just gonna come in lightning quick release. And I on Wednesday in Chicago, I could see him getting a handful of minutes, and I'm calling it now. I'm feeling like a 2 for 3 from deep from Chaz Lanier on Wednesday already.
All right, take it to the bets, people. Take it to the books. Valley gave it to you. Yeah, I'm excited for Chaz. I really am. What else you got, Gabe? What other questions you got for us?
Isn't that not really a question, I guess. What's a hot take you have, for the team, for a player? Because I had one that I made before preseason, and that was that Cade's raw stats will decrease, but all his efficiencies and turnovers will increase and drop respectively. And then I see him put up like 24 and 10 in 18 minutes, right, in just the first half. So I don't think that's going to be true
And
anymore.
Ivy went down.
So yeah, I'll pass that to one of you guys, and I'll try to think of one. Well, if you guys have an answer.
I'm not
What is
great with
this?
hot takes. Anybody else got one?
Yeah, I got one. I think that the Pistons will have two members of the All NBA first team in Sar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart. I think,
Defensive
All
first.
Defense,
defensive
defense. I'm
first team.
defensive.
yeah, defensive first team, not
Nah,
All
bro.
NBA first team.
Stu's putting up 24 and 12 this year.
All defensive first team. I think the path is much more there for Sar Thompson, obviously having the media recognition, having a pretty relatively famous twin brother playing in a big market with big teams, big players. Um, I think Asar hands down, and we saw what he could do in the playoffs last year. Just has the kind of setup for him more. But with Stu, well, I think the key here for this to happen is we have to be a very successful team, a top three potential, yeah, top three team in the East at least for sure. And I think Isaiah Stewart, I mean, we know it statistically the best rim protector in the NBA. Could just get a chance, if for whatever reason we get really hot and we saw some Stu at the 4 minutes or however you want to call it, Stu and JD played together. That means there's a chance for more Isaiah Stewart minutes, which means there's a chance for more statistics. He is an outrageous shot blocker. He had a good amount of those in the preseason. I think he's just continuing to buy more into his role and his personality on this team, and that is grit and defense. And I think the more you just dig into that, the more we could just potentially see if the stars align. I think if we're a really good team, Stu gets his recognition, gets his credit, and because of his percentages of opponents shooting at the rim against him, and because he's so switchable, and I'm sure there'll be some notable matchups with our several games on national TV where Stu shines and Stu comes out on top on defense and just gets kind of immediate push to be all defense. So hot take, Asar and Stu are first team all defense.
That would be incredible. Connie, you got one?
Um, yeah. We're gonna have three All-Stars to be represented in February.
Gator JD.
Cade, Asar, Jaden Ivey as
Ooh,
our three All-Stars. First month of the season, who really gives a hoot? If he really comes into it and is cooking at the time where voting starts, um, why not? He was 17, 4 and 4 last year. He's clearly gotten bigger, stronger. I think his three-point shooting was real. If we get Ivy back and he's putting up 20 something and something and the Pistons are good, he has three All-Stars. Matter of fact, yeah, throw a star in there. Pistons are going to have the Hawks four All-Stars. Throwing back to 2004, I guess
that
not the Hawks. Throwing back to 2004 with Going to Work, where we had Rip, Chauncey, Sheed, and Ben in the All-Star game. So, yeah, four All-Stars for the Pistons this year.
okay. All right. I'm not great with hot takes, so please don't cook me in the comments. I feel like there's something Ron Holland related here. I wanted to say maybe Ron Holland, MIP. But I'm gonna go with like Tobias Harris loses his starting job as the season goes on.
Whoa, there's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Who?
To Ron?
To Ron or Stu, I haven't. I was thinking about it. I don't know if Tobias is like I love Tobias. This is not me knocking Tobias at all. It's just me saying like maybe there's gonna be some times where we take Tobias out to get a little more physical and we start Stu or we want a little bit more energy. Not that Stu can't provide it, so we start Ron, and we find something that works. And maybe Tobias's production. I mean, dips a little bit and we want to kind of substitute. and maybe start bringing Tobias in against some second unit guys on other teams rather than starting power forwards. So I'm gonna say Tobias Harris loses his starting job at some point in the season.
Pretty hot. It could be like he's having a good season, but the
Yeah,
guy behind him, whether it's Ron or Stu, is just playing so incredible that like, okay, it's time. Like the old Plum Dog and Stu, that season back then.
yeah, yeah. It's not me saying Tobias is gonna like be terrible. It's just like it could happen based on like the progression of how things play out. But yeah, that's my hot take.
I guess I'll say that Stu will lead the team and be top five in NBA in 3-point percentage. You know,
Whoa.
he's a high percentage shooter. He's not gonna take off the dribble threes, but just like catch and shoot in the corner. Every time he shoots, I expect it to go in. We already saw Jock Landale get roasted once by Stu. So yeah, I mean 40 45.4% for Stu
Holy.
from three this season. On his track to become that starter over Tobias, right? So yeah,
Yeah, if
I
he's
don't
hitting
even think, I
45,
think it's the coldest take of the four takes here. Is that a hot take itself?
I like that. I like that. All right. Any other questions we got?
I mean, that's a hot take. I don't have a question about that. That's just a hot take right there. I love it though.
I
I
do
love it as
too.
I wear my City Edition beef stew jersey right now. Man, I'd love to see that. I still like, click on comments. There was a video of Stu just shooting threes and saying he's gonna practice like he's wants like it's a weapon, his 3-point shot. And the comments are like, nah, we're good. And I'm like, what's going on? This dude shot 38% 2 seasons ago. Like, regardless of what it is, he can hit a shot. I'd love to see that. Stu becoming a shooter would just be the best thing ever for me because people only think he's out there to roughhouse and maybe block some shots, but
Also,
love
Jared
to
Allen going for a poster in preseason on Stu was kind of like,
oh,
what are you doing, man?
that's probably my favorite preseason moment right
Yeah, it might be.
there.
It might be. Uh,
Uh, love the hot takes. Which of the four is most likely to come into fruition? Four All-Stars, two first-team All-Defense, Stu 45% from deep, and Tobias loses his starting spot.
It's got to be Stu.
It's probably Tobias
It's
loses.
gotta be on.
gotta be Stu. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Tobias potentially.
What about Jalen Duren makes an all NBA team?
Heck yeah. Give me a 13
I could
maybe.
see yeah
Oh wait,
13
they're
maybe.
not positioned anymore. Never mind. That's tough.
But we got the next Giannis on our squad according to Gabe, so like it's fine.
I'm sticking to that until he proves
I'm
me
not
right.
blame. I'm with you. I'm seeing it more and more.
Bro,
Like he runs the floor.
he's not the next Giannis. He is
Okay,
the
fine.
next David Robinson.
Okay,
David Robinson, rookie season, was 24 years old.
that's
Jalen Duren going into this season is 22.
He's 21.
No, he's gonna be 22.
Turns 22 in November. Yeah,
All
that's
right,
crazy.
so going in, he's 21. Yeah.
going in. Okay.
I have another quick question and then some like rapid fire stat things. Connie, do you have anything to ask or Valley or Amit?
No,
I'm all wrapped up.
All right, then who are you most excited to watch? Because I went down a little Jaden Ivey rabbit hole on YouTube and I just remember, wow, this guy is actually incredible. So yeah, my answer is Jaden Ivey because the thing that of course he's athletic, but if he starts hitting those threes, if he's those pull up threes that he just takes that, for like the first 30 games, I kept like asking why is he taking these, and then he kept making them, and then it's like wow, this is he actually closer to Anthony Edwards over here? So yeah, for me it's Jaden Ivey.
my answer is pretty safe and it's recency bias. But I'm gonna say Jalen Duren. Like that last preseason game, him and Cade just playing off each other. Jalen Duren doing Jalen Duren thing. I'm turnaround jumpers, maybe facing hooks. I'm all in on JD right now.
I'll go with Sar Thompson. I know I hated on him earlier, but like full healthy
But he's gonna be an
offseason
all-star.
from a Sar. Dude, you could be an all-star. He could still be an all-star. If Pins are really good and he's putting up like 14, 7, and 5 or something,
He's
like
not making the All-Star team.
2 steals a game. Whatever. By the way, did you know that David Robinson averaged 28 and 12 his senior year of college?
I did
Pretty
not.
crazy. 4.5 blocks a game. He averaged 6 blocks a game. So maybe not David Robinson, but we'll figure out who Jalen
Yeah.
Duren is.
We'll figure it out.
Uh,
28 and 12 is wild.
yeah.
Valley?
Most player I'm most looking forward to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is hands down Cade Cunningham. I love watching Cade play basketball. It is therapeutic. However, like I said, nothing gets me going like an Isaiah Stewart block. One of those, and I'm ready to run through a wall for the next like 24 hours. Hands down, most looking forward to exactly one of those, or one of his new ferocious dunks. So Isaiah Stewart, but we all know the answer is Cade Cunningham.
I can't disagree with any Kate answer. What else you got? Gabe, rapid
All right.
fire stats.
Who will lead the team in scoring? And give
Cade,
me the number.
Cade.
26.
28.
29.4.
I was going to say 28 too.
I have a little bit lower. I had like 25 for Cade. What about rebounds?
Jalen Duren,
You're going to have to
14
go
a game.
JD. 14, yeah.
12.8.
I'll say 12. I was going to say 12-3.
I have 13.8 written down for JD.
That's
Assists,
it.
another easy one.
Cade.
Cade, 12 a game.
Oh, going to Trey Young numbers here.
Stay in the
Yeah,
9 range.
I'm going to say 10.
I'm saying like 8, just because I think the ball's going to be in other people's hands a little bit more.
Yeah, that's my skepticism. And
25 and 8 for Cade game.
Yeah, with increased efficiency. That's what I think. His raw stats might go down, but I
you know,
think
I'm going down to 8 too because I got
that scoring
26.
might touch 30, I think.
Sheesh. If we're in store for that kind of season, this is gonna be fun. I don't care what
Get
happens.
ready for it.
This is gonna be great.
Steals.
Asar.
Asar, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't have a number like
Um,
1-7.
I'm hovering around 2 per game for a star.
I'm gonna go 2-5.
Sheesh.
5.
I
Sheesh.
have 2,
I
3
mean, he's
written
gonna be an
down.
all-star next.
He was at 1.7 in 22 minutes a game last year.
Oh wow.
That's actually absurd.
What about blocks per game? I have a SAR as well here for like just under 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is
No,
all,
it's hard
that's
to
all NBA
disagree with
defense
that.
right there.
Yeah, two
Uh,
and two.
I'm gonna
Andre
go.
Kuzmenko.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna say Asar too, not because I don't think Stu can do it, but I think Asar is gonna be really good this year at like help side, blind side blocks.
There's no way. Okay, I think it's gonna be Jalen Duren.
Okay, that's fair too.
He's gonna get the minutes. Um, he had a pretty sick one against Washington. I
What,
saw
we're
him
not gonna talk about Cade's block against Washington?
yeah,
Cade could do it.
good.
That's like, in what world do you expect that layup to go in?
I don't know.
He's a
I really
rookie, but
don't.
like,
In a world where Cade Cunningham doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Who took that?
Actually, no. I'm gonna go with the safe one. It's gonna be Stu, guys.
One?
Come
Gonna be
on.
Stu.
Okay,
He's the
fine.
best shot blocker in the damn team
You're
Who
right.
by far.
I'm trying to diversify the answers here.
who took that layup on Cade? Was that Bub?
That's Trey Johnson, wasn't
just
it?
Trey
I
Johnson.
think it was
Yeah.
Trey Johnson. Yeah.
His face, I don't know. It's just I know we brought him up once a while ago. Maybe that's why. Looks like Tim Frazier's. I don't, I don't know. I look back at the
Frazier was
replay.
in the
That's
summer.
funny.
Kind of look like him. 10 minutes. You got more rapid fire questions?
Yeah, turnovers.
Cade,
Star Thompson.
unfortunate.
Sorry, Tom.
Art Thompson, yeah, I'm saying K's like 3.5, so he brings it down from last year.
That's crazy that's bringing it down. Oh,
Minutes
man.
per game. This is an important one, actually, I think.
Hey,
Jalen Duren.
That's interesting because he only played 26 a game last year.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
ended up with a SAR. I know he didn't play a lot, but like theoretically, it should be a SAR. I had him at like 36 a game, is what I.
could be Uncle T, honestly.
I think it'll be Cade because the more
That's fair.
Cade is out there, the better.
Yeah, that's a safe answer.
What about fouls? I went with Ron Holland here. I think he's gonna come
I went
in,
with Ron
play
Holland.
like crazy, and pick up some fouls.
Play with his hair on fire. Yeah, I'm going with Ron.
Probably go Sar.
Most fouls. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Um,
I think fouls is also based on like if they're actually respected by the association. Because I feel like a lot of the fouls calls they get are ticky tacky because like they're like, oh, this young kid just poked the ball away from Kevin Durant, so it's a foul on the kid.
I
Yeah,
haven't.
seen it the last 5 years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think they also changed. Didn't they make the adjustment this year? I think the refs that they're gonna call the like you
The
can't
hand
hit
slap.
the players like you
Yeah,
can't slide. So I think JD might get hit by a lot of those, especially earlier in the year.
if they try to actually enforce it.
And like he's so big, like we saw it a million times. The player runs into him and he just stands there and they call a foul because they just flip off him.
They fall down and it's JD's
Yeah.
fault. Yeah.
All right, last question. What is our record? What seed are we in the East, and how far are we going in the playoffs?
Pistons winning the championship, first seed in the East, 82-0.
Okay, realistic.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I think we go 48 wins, third seed, and we get to the second round.
I'm gonna say 46-4 in second round.
I'm gonna say 54 and definitely winning that first round. What? That'd probably end up would probably be a third seed on 54, maybe second.
54. I mean, yeah, probably.
Three,
You might
six,
be
one,
first in the
two,
East, 54.
I mean, Cleveland's gonna win like 60 something.
Yeah.
I think we'll go to the conference. Yeah, I think we'll go to like 7. It'll be a similar series to New York, but the second round this year, I think.
Against Cleveland.
And then we win the championship. Hell no, we can't lose to Cleveland.
Oh,
If
you're
you
right.
match up against Cleveland in the playoffs,
We're
you're
taking
probably going to beat them, I think. That's just Cleveland.
That is Cleveland. I want to see Cleveland in the playoffs. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do New York in round 1, Cleveland in round 2, and then I don't really care what happens to that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go realistically high 40s, but I'm gonna say 51 and 31. Third in the East behind the Cavs in New York, and I think we can make it to the East Finals.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I just looked at the script. Adam Silver sent it out. The Pistons are winning it all this year, guys. Just so you know. I saw the script.
Isn't that kind
Hey,
of
that happened.
Yeah.
just to genuinely predict we're gonna go to the conference finals after winning 14 games the year before? Still never like really truly settles in. Like that's where we're at right now.
No, it doesn't. I can't believe we actually sat here and went through 14 wins through a whole season.
And watched every second of it.
And we did. We watched all of Killian Hayes. Hey, Killian Hayes cut by the Cavs. Congratulations, Kill. Happy to.
90 down.
Sorry,
We're doing
sorry,
another
sorry,
ball.
Marcus. Sorry, Dan.
Dot. And the other notes before we get out of here, and we go down the Killian Hayes rabbit hole. All right, let's get out of here before that happens. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Buff Stomp Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. And Detroit basketball is back, ladies and gentlemen. So we got another full season of coverage ready for you guys, and we can't wait to do it with you guys. And we're going to be along with you guys every step of the way. Throw the Buffs on Detroit because the future is bright.